So I thought that I had done an ancestor type video for the group before, and upon searching it to help one of the queens out, I couldn't find it, so that led me to believe that maybe I didn't do a video. So to help said queen out, I'm going to do the video now. Y'all know I could talk, so I'm not going to try and make this long, but I'm going to try and get in as much ancestor information as I can. From my point of view, let me put that out there. This is my point of view when dealing with my ancestors, things that I have read, people I've talked to, things we kind of share in common when dealing with the ancestors. So before y'all be like, oh, no, it don't work for me, that's not how it go. Again, my POV, my opinion, my thoughts, my ancestors. So with that said, I know a couple of you have the books on ancestor altars and how to connect with your ancestors, what you should do, shouldn't do. And I'll be honest, if it works for you, that's fine. If it resonates with you, that's great. Use your discernment and your intuition to see if that's what you want to follow. Meditate, pray, and ask your ancestors if that's something they want from you as well. A lot of times we read books and we do what the book says, not necessarily comprehending and understanding what it means, but because the book said I need to put a cup of water, a glass of flour, 3 flakes of pepper, I'm going to. Do I know why? Does it feel right to me? I'm just going to do it because the book said so. So we don't necessarily have to do it because we read it. We have to remember that with spirituality, it's about connecting with yourself, your inner self, connecting with the universe around you so that you can elevate and high and ascend. So there's no right or wrong way to connect with your ancestors. The only wrong way is what doesn't feel right to you. So nobody can tell you, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. The only time that comes into play as far as altars go is when you're not doing an ancestor altar, but you're doing a deity or an Orisha altar, because those are set with specifics. So with that being said, let's get down to this and see what I can pull out for y'all. All right. So as far as me connecting with my ancestors, easiest way is to call out a name. Grandpa Joe, Aunt Becky Sue, Cousin Larry, Big Mama Tina, whatever you call upon them. Like, let's say, for instance, you're about to go bake a cake. And in my case, my grandmother made some mean cakes from scratch. So I would call on her at that moment. Because if I'm about to make a cake, box, scratch, whatever, I want to make sure I got the right one working with me. So I'm going to call on her, Grandma, it's time. Let's do this. Come on, have our little talk. If I know I need her assistance, I'm going to slap something on the altar for her. And again, we'll get into the altar part. But, if Aunt Becky Sue has like killer hands with that stitch and sew, you're calling her, look, I just need to make this killer outfit real quick. I want something cute tonight. I'm going to sew it myself. I'm not really the best, but I'm praying I can pull it off. Aunt Becky Sue, come on, let's do this. I'm not calling Aunt Becky Sue because I'm not allowed to touch a sewing machine. I learned that in home ec in 7th grade and every time thereafter. So I don't call on the ancestors for sewing. I call on them to find me somebody to sew for me. So Aunt Becky Sue can chill on the sewing with me. But you can call upon them individually. You can call upon them as a whole. In my opinion, what works for me and what has worked for others, again, may not work for everybody, is when you're calling upon them and you're not using a specific name, or even if you're using a specific name, be detailed. So if I'm just, ancestors, I'm calling upon y'all for some healing, some abundance. Ancestors, I'm calling upon you for some healing, for some guided support, some abundance, for my greatest and highest good. That way, nothing karmatic comes back to me that, in order for me to get that money, they didn't go cause a car accident and now I get paid because somebody got injured in a car accident. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that. So for my greatest good would be, oh, look, I found a lottery ticket, scratch that. Ooh, I want some money. Like, that's my greatest good. So when it boils down to it and you're calling upon them, you can call them by name, nickname. Hell, half of us don't know our truest ancestors. We just know them some people a few generations back that was, you know, probably real badass. We've heard stories about some of them, probably seen a couple pictures, but we don't know them. You can still call upon them. They're still your ancestors. Without them, there is no you. Without you, there is no them. So you can call upon them. They're going to answer. Let's see. Do I have to bring an offering to the altar before I tell them what I need? You do not. There is no law that says you have to. Is it the polite, nice thing to do? Yes, of course. They're your ancestors. They're over there chilling, minding their business, you know, kind of looking down on things, seeing how life is going for everybody. And here you go interrupting their flow. Hey, yo, I need something real quick. Can you know, they gonna do it. But I tend to get better results when I give thanks, whether it is a verbal thanks or a actual libation on the altar. But some people don't even have an altar, so you don't necessarily have to bring an offering to the altar. Literally, you can tell your ancestors thank you. You will find that people will tell you, oh, you have to give them an offering. You got to put liquor up there. You got to put food up there. You got to give them money. You don't have to. If it does not feel right to you to do so, you don't have to. For you, it may be a matter of sitting in one spot and just saying thank you and allowing that energy to resonate through you, and they accept that. You know, hell, there are times where you may be out and about. You can't get to the altar and you calling on your ancestors for something. So that means you ain't going to do it because you can't get to the altar. No, you're going to do it anyway. So offerings are nothing more than a donation. Donations aren't mandatory for everything. Offerings are not. Should you do it? In my opinion, yes. I like to tell them thank you for what they've done for me, since I can't physically go hug grandma for helping me make the cake. I can't hug, you know, Aunt Sue and be like, hey, Aunt Sue, thank you for that dress. Here's a little sip of something. Here's a little bite of something. Enjoy. For me on my altar, I have a shot glass, and my shot glass has a split in the middle. So it's a half a shot on both sides, but you know. So on one side, I'll put a brown liquor or dark. On the other side, I'll put a white or a clear liquor, because I know both sides of my parents' family drink both, which lets me know that somewhere down the line, there are others who probably do. And I recently came across some onyx goblets, wine goblets, and I put one over there because I have been feeling the urge to put some wine on my altar. And I don't want to put wine in a shot glass. That's just tacky in my opinion. So I put the wine goblet over there, so when it's called for wine, I now have a pretty goblet for them to have wine. So, but again, that's just me. That's what works for mine. You will feel your ancestors. You will know they're there. Some of them make it obvious they're there. You know, their favorite song will play. You'll smell their cologne, perfume. You know, the lights flicker, things drop. You put something on your ancestor altar or your table and it falls off. That's them telling you, hey, we don't want this, or hey, we acknowledge you for putting this here, depending on how you pick up that vibe. For me, if it falls down and I move it somewhere else and it falls down again, that's letting me know they don't want it on the table at all, versus it falling down, I move it and it stays. Oh, y'all just didn't want it over there. Cool. Okay, I'll move it. But again, that's just me and mine. You know, a lot of times I was told when connecting with my ancestors that the things you feel, the things you sense, those are your angels, those are your guides. And I would sense and feel these things, but I would also have a name or an image pop up. And that let me know these aren't just angels or guides. These were my ancestors. These were people I knew, people who were connected to me. There's there's the shadow man, I think is what they call him, and he's got the hat and he's always shadowy figure. I see that dude all the time. He doesn't scare me. He's family. And for some of y'all like, wait, what? She's family? She's kin to the shadow man. My shadow man is actually family. I've seen a picture of him. After I'd seen him, I saw a picture of him. When I found the backstory to his picture, I understood why he popped up, when he pops up, and where he pops up for me, because it's always the same place he pops up. And now that I know why, it made me feel better. Since childhood, I'm thinking back to Psycho. I have this whole fear of falling in the shower and drowning from the water, and so my family member, every time I'm in the shower, I can sense him on the other side of my shower curtain. And when I open the shower curtain, because standing there and all my goodness, as soon as I take the towel to my face, he's there. I take that towel off, and he's completely gone once I step that foot out of the shower. And I know why he's there, so I'm okay with it. It used to kind of scare me at first, and then it was like, there's no reason to be scared. So cool, it happens. So your ancestors will find you, like I said, whether you know them or not, they will be there to offer up protection. And when the time is right for you to know why, it will come to you. Because forever, I wanted to know who this guy was. And I saw a picture of him just as I see him in my bathroom, like looking like straight shadow man. So it was pretty badass for me personally. But yeah, I digress. So your ancestors, they will pop up anytime. There's a book I read shortly after my husband's passing. It's called Hello from Heaven. And it's stories of individuals and how their loved ones reached out to them right before they died, during their passing, right after their passing. It's a bunch of various stories. And in some of them, it talks about older relatives coming to them and saying, hey, this, and this, just kind of giving them a heads up that we're coming for your cousin, your sister, your brother, and we're going to come take them. And, so that's actually a pretty good book to read. Again, it's called Hello from Heaven. I originally bought it in Barnes and Nobles, but they have it on Amazon. So it actually shows how your ancestors are literally always with you, whether you know it or not, whether you see them or not, feel them or not, they're there, and they will make it be known that they're there when it's the right time to do so. So that's perfectly normal if you ever experience that. Please don't think you're going crazy because somebody said something and ain't nobody else there. Somebody said it. It sounded like Uncle Charles. That definitely was Uncle Charles, and he was giving you a warning. Try and remember what he said. Sometimes I feel like I'm crazy because I talk out loud and I feel like I'm not getting a response. And that's where your problem is. All right. So when we talk to our ancestors, don't feel like you're not getting a response. Sometimes no response is a good response. Like no word is a good word. They hear you. They receive you. And in some cases, we don't get that instant response, or, we call upon them, hey, show me you're here. And we want the big flash of light, or we want the whole shelf of dishes to fall down. That's not necessarily how our people do. Some of our people have class, and some of them are very low key. And honestly, that takes a lot of energy out of them, or at least the conversations I've had, that takes a lot of energy out of them to be doing big showstopper stuff. But they hear us. And if we sit still, sometimes we can hear them. Other times we're sitting there like, I hear nothing. What am I doing? If your intention is for them to hear you, they will hear you because the intention is there. If you doubt your own inner energy and strength, the universe will doubt you too. Have faith in what you're doing, what you're saying. Put that intent, that energy, and that power there. And it's going to come to you. Never feel like, oh my God, they're not hearing me and I'm crazy talking to myself. No, you're not talking to yourself. If you set this mood, I am talking to my ancestors. I'm in my space. and you can have a full-on out loud conversation. Screw what the rest of the world thinks of you. That's not your energy. It doesn't bother. We not concerned with, is she talking to herself? Oh my gosh, she look crazy. We're not worried about them. They don't connect with their ancestors like we do. So let them stay over there questioning. I will sit out there by the water. I will sit in the middle of a park. I will mind my business and start having a conversation. I will start calling upon them for things that I'm going through, things that I'm questioning. Hey, ancestors, it's time to get down. Let's have this conversation. Let's talk some things. I need those of you that are here for my greatest and higher good, because I need to get some stuff out. And I will sit there and have a whole conversation. I will put it all out. And I will walk away feeling lighter, one, because I was able to release it, two, because I know they received it. Now, I'm going to go on about my business, and I know eventually, sometime during that day, later on, the answers that I seek will be revealed to me. Whether I trip over a rock and there's $100 bill right there, thank you for the abundance, or I keep walking and somebody looks at me and says, hey, Queen, you've got this real nice smile, this bubbly personality I'm sensing. I'm looking for somebody to run this position. It's legit. Let me make sure y'all know it's legit. It ain't scamming. And hands me an application. I fill it out. Come on. We're going to take you right now. Word. See? Thank you for the permanent abundance. Now I have a workflow going. See what I'm saying? So it's okay to put it out there and say all of that you need. So, don't sit there and think because you're saying it out loud that makes you crazy or that people are judging you. Don't worry about other people's energy when you're dealing with your ancestors. They know you, and that's all that matters. When dealing with that, just take your time. Go slow. Don't force anything. Don't do anything because somebody else said that's how you have to do it when dealing with your ancestors. I read in a book, and I'm not saying any names because, I don't want to, but it explained how I needed to set up my altar, who I needed to put on there, and how I needed to adjust everything. I'm not putting strangers on my altar. Most of our ancestors are strangers to us, yes, but if you're telling me specifically I have to put this person and this person on my altar, one, I've never heard of those people. I'm not feeling any connection to them people. They're not going on my altar. Like, point blank, they're not. If you're telling me the only thing I need on my altar is this, and this, and none of that feels right to be on my, it's not going to go. It's not connecting to my ancestors that way. You can have several different altars, yes. You can have one for each of your ancestors if you want to. Your mama's side, your daddy's side, your great-grandmama's, all of them. If you know Uncle Lou and Grandpa Jack did not get along, you can make separate altars for the both of them, because we got them family members who just be clashing. So if you want to make separate spaces or, rope off this area of your table, your altar for them ancestors so that they don't, then that's fine. You can do that. But it's always different. Even when I clean my altar table for my ancestors, it's always different. When I put stuff back, it's a little different. I switched out for new pieces. I felt it was time to upgrade my altar dishes and my meditation trays. Like I said, I got a wine goblet. It's gorgeous. I put it over there. But that's just for me, and it felt right with my ancestors. Like I went and got new pottery bowls, and it just, I steered away from the metal, and I went towards pottery and clay and crystal pieces for my altar because I wanted to stay grounded in with my ancestors. So that was just me. You said, you are the truth. You gave me a reading weeks ago and everything was right. It scared me. Thank you, though. You are very welcome, precious. I told you. I'm sorry. I apologize if it scared you, but I don't know how to sugarcoat my readings, y'all, so that's my apologies. She said, I actually, for the first time, my grandma came to me in my dream last night. Boom. What did she say? See, when your ancestors visit you, they say things. Whether they verbalize it or symbolize it, they're saying something to you. They're answering something you've been asking and wondering. And a lot of times they will answer that and you're not realizing, oh, wait, they're answering something that's been on my mind. I didn't ask my ancestors directly. I just kind of asked. I've been worrying about it. your ancestors sense that and they do want to help. And so grandma probably came to you with something that you needed or wanted to hear. She said, yes, indeed, this, how do you contact yours? I find myself meditating sometimes, asking them to talk to me, and images pop in my head or just simple thoughts. I take that as them talking to me. Yes, that is how it works for me. I said, I will call upon them directly. Hey, so-and-so, or you know what, ancestors, let's do this. I got a big job. Those of you who are here for my greatest and highest good, y'all know the rest of y'all can sit to the side. I don't have time for y'all. I need to get this done. Let's do this. And I explain literally like I'm having a conversation with them. I explain what I want, why I want, how I want it. And I sit back and I listen. It's like we're having a meeting, nice little business meeting. Everybody's throwing ideas out there and we're scratching it off. No, that doesn't sound right. That might work. Let's put that in the maybe pile, the yes pile. And we do that. I get images, but it's almost like I hear the images, and I know that's kind of crazy sounding, like you hear images, but it's like they're talking to me when I see the image. And I know some of y'all understand, some of y'all are still like, she's probably crazy. You'll understand when you go through it, I promise. But I get the images. I might see a word flash up, kind of like neon lights. It just flashes, pops up in there. Or sometimes I will hear their voice or see their face, and the mouth moves, and I hear something. I hear the sounds. It may not be their voice because some of them I don't even know what they sound like. I've seen pictures of a few, like I said, and others I'm like, oh, okay, I get it, whatever. So, but I literally treat them like they're alive, like regular family. Hey, I just want to talk to you. I need you. I call upon you, the whole nine. If I know what I need is really deep rooted within me, and I'm drawing upon my inner energy, and I'm calling upon them for strength and that extra added oomph of protection and whatnot, I definitely try to start off with the shot glass. And I will write down whatever it is I need, or I will put it out in the universe. And when I'm done, I will light my paper, light my bay leaf, and I will burn it on my altar. I will sometimes take some of my ancestor dollars or write a check and burn it for them. Other times I just take my charcoal, light it, put some herbs on there, some sage, piece of Palo Santo, and just kind of let it burn, simmer, and feel the air so that it takes in the energy of what I'm requesting and sending it out to my ancestors, and it's making that connection to us. Feels really good. It smells awesome too, but it feels good to feel the cycle of energy going through. But that's how I connect to mine. Like I said, everybody is different. Sometimes I will sit outside in the sun, outside in the moon, and feel that air. I'm a big grounding person and I love the water, so I will sit outside and do some grounding, some meditating, and in that process I'm talking to them, I'm calling upon them, I'm asking them for their help and their assistance, and I'm doing it that way. So that also is how it works for me. And sometimes when they speak, I try to listen. I do. I'll be honest. I don't always hear it. I miss it sometimes, not paying attention, not realizing, oh shoot, that was my message. Oh Lord, can y'all call back real quick? Can you leave a message? Leave me a voicemail so I can check it. They'd be like, we ain't leaving no damn voicemail. It's like, damn. So, you can always call upon them again and be like, hey, I know y'all was trying to send me something and I'm missing it. I keep missing it. I know there's a message out there. And I've done it. I've done it where I know, I can feel it. I can tell that there is a message out there that they are trying to get to me and I can't get it for the life of me. I keep missing that call. And I will, at night when I lay in bed, look, I know there's something y'all want from me and I'm trying to get it. I'm trying. Could you please come to me in my sleep? Let me remember it so that I can retain it and do what I need to do and get this message. So that is always an option. That's, again, what I do. So it may work for some of you who seem to miss the memo from our ancestors. So, yeah. She said, do you ever have periods when you just take a break? I get moments when I just want to have nothing to do with anything. And then I feel so bad during that time. My head loves to demonize those moments like I'm getting off track. So the last time I actually did something with my answers actually was yesterday. But prior to that, just leave the door open. Prior to that, let's see, when was it? October was the last time I actually called upon them for anything and did anything. I didn't want to bother them for Thanksgiving, November, Thanksgiving. I was like, it's a holiday. I've been bothering y'all all year. I'm not going to do nothing. So November, I didn't do anything. December, I didn't do anything. All I did was I left the shot on their altar. I was like, you know, y'all have done so much for me. Here's your shot. And I just left it. Didn't say anything else. Haven't bothered, you know. January, I was like, okay, new year, new me. Woo, woo. I'm going to do it. And it was like, no. My spirit was like, no, not yet. We ain't ready. Oh, okay, well, fuck. And then here it is yesterday. It was like, hey, psst, come here. Come here, girl. Hey, psst, come here. How you doing? I was like, hey. They was like, it's time. Bring your ass back. Ooh. Oh, okay. Here I come. Damn. I feel like I'm in trouble. So I went back and I gave them their shot. We had a little conversation. I lit my charcoal, put some herbs on there, and I did my manifestation paper, and I just left it at that. And again, it's between you and them anyway. So if you feel every single day you have to do something you're called to do, then you do that. If it's every other day, every other week, you know, some of us have that mind thing where we can't remember stuff and we forget stuff. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's been 4 days. Ooh, you know what? Dang, has it already been 5 months? Let me go change y'all altar water out. You know, it happens. They understand. I promise you, if they're mad at you, they're going to let it know, hey, you're ignoring us and we want you back. They'll get your attention. Other than that, it's up to you when it feels right, when you feel called to do it. It's okay to take a break. We take a break from family all the time. Think about it. You go visit your grandmama, you go visit your granddaddy and them, you know, aunts, uncles, your cousins. You go visit and then you go home and you stay home. Or maybe that was just us because we live states away. But you go visit, you hang out, and then you don't bother for a couple months, couple weeks, whatever. And that's perfectly normal and it's fine. If it wasn't, they will definitely let you know. So, you know, that's kind of how that goes. And there's no worries there. And if you're doing shadow work and it ties into your ancestors, you can use them. If not, I would shadow work kind of ties into your past anyway, but you can lean on your ancestors to help you with your shadow work, to help bring you answers, clarity on situations and things. And that works fine. Some of our ancestors know what we went through, and we do the, why did you let this happen? How could you? And in that case, your ancestors will give you answers, or they will direct you to where you can get that. But your ancestors are there to help you with healing, to help you with growth too. Because again, without you, there is no them, and without them, there is no you. So they know the pain that you have gone through. They know the strength. They know what is within you to help you get through these things. And they are there to provide answers, to provide guidance, to help you get through it. Whether it's aligning you with a therapist, aligning you with a spiritual counselor or a spiritual life coach, they will put you on the track to find those things to help you. So that definitely, I love my ancestors for that. I don't sleep on them. They align it perfectly. Are your thoughts on random bursts of annoyance? Should I amp up my protection in those times? Is that like I will or bad vibes? Can that just simply be me? Or do you think that's external? Because it happens for me and I don't even know. So a lot of times when we're in our meditative state or we're trying to connect with our ancestors spiritual level, ego will try and fuck that shit up because ego don't play that. So you have the battle between your physical and your spiritual self. And that is where most of the anger, the animosity, the burst of annoyance, it's ego driven, because spirit knows everything will happen in its time. You put in the work, you put in the effort, that's what happens. So ego will have you mad as hell because, well, damn, I've been saying this for the last week and it ain't happened yet. What am I doing? Why the hell am I even... Ego. Or you're sitting there and you're nice meditating, you're just like, yes, I'm in the zone, I'm feeling it. And then ego will hear that one little sound off in the distance, little truck driving by. You go, fuck, now I can't even meditate. Everything just... Ego. Because spirit is like, look, we gonna shut it down and meditate, be done. Ego is like, I run this. And it's a battle sometimes. It is, not gonna lie, it's not an easy battle. But again, your ancestors can help you with that too. Your ancestors have a lot of answers. People don't understand that, but they do. If we call on them, universe, your higher energy, they can and will align you with things that help with those situations. I promise. So yeah. But if that keeps happening, I would recommend, and well, I recommend and suggest anyway, if you're going to start meditating somewhere, make sure you clean and cleanse the area you're at. Whether, you take your bundle of sage and you cleanse yourself first and release all that from you, and then you cleanse that area. Or you use your sage spray. If you're out in nature, depending on where you're at, you can burn your bundle of sage, your Palo Santo, your various herbs, or you can spray your sage spray. I have, on my website, I created a sage body oil. It's like the spray, but it's in a roll-on oil form. So that way I can kind of protect myself when I can't spray, because I don't like to spray outdoors in nature. But if I can't, I use the oil so that I can enclose myself. Or I'll take the spray, dab it in my hands and kind of sprinkle it around. But to each their own with how you do it. But if you cleanse the space and release that space of the energy that is there, because 9 times out of 10, that's not even your energy you're picking up on, it can help. And then that allows your ancestors to come right on in, because they ain't fighting for you with that space, and they're not fighting with or against you to get into that space with you. So yes. But that's the basic 101. Your ancestors will come to you in various ways. Please understand that. No, they don't always come the same way for everybody. Hell, you and your twin sister have the same relatives, the same ancestors, but y'all are not getting the same messages. Clearly, y'all are 2 different people. But, Aunt Peggy Sue over there ain't sending her the message the same way she sent it to you. Why? Because y'all are 2 different people, and Aunt Peggy Sue loves you separately. No, it's just, it's what's right for them, for you. So it's best not to compare your ancestors to anybody else's, or how you receive your messages to how everybody else receives it, because then you're over here, well, ancestor, she got an answer. Why can't y'all do me like she... You don't know what she had to go through to get her message from her ancestors, or what they had to go through to get her to receive that message. Stay in your lane, ride that passenger seat with your ancestors, and don't worry about nobody else and how they driving. Trust me, you will screw yourself out of some stuff real big. When we ask for things from our ancestors, it is best to be detailed, be as specific as possible. And although we like to put a timeline on things, sometimes the timeline we put on it, that time frame we give it, is not the time frame they want it for us. So don't sit there, oh, they not listening to me because I needed that money last week and they ain't give it to me. My ancestors don't love me. They don't like me. You put that negative energy out there on your ancestors if you want to. Now, yeah, you about to be evicted because you didn't get that money last week. But it's funny because they gave you 300 out of the 600 you needed or the 700 you need, whatever. And instead of you saying, hey, landlord, here's half now, I'm going to get the other half and save yourself, you spent that. You had to go get those new Nikes, that Gucci purse, that Louis Vuitton bathing suit, because you know hot girl summer's coming. So they will align you with things to see just how bad and how honestly you need it. We ask for things from our ancestors. And a lot of times, because we know they can provide, we take advantage of them. And so what the ancestors tend to do, and again, speaking from my point of view in conversations with others, they will test the waters. You tell your ancestors, you know what? I need an abundance of financial growth and blessings. All right, we see how she shopped. Let's see if she real true about this. You go on to the lottery and you get that scratch off. $200. Woo-wee. Well, I just got paid today, so this is an extra $200. Baby, I'm about to, crab legs for dinner tonight. Hey. And you done blew all that money. You just told us you wanted an abundance of financial growth. We just gave you some money, and just as quickly as you got it, you blew it. So you really think they gonna do that? No. Now you mad. My ancestors ain't giving me no money. You just showed them you weren't ready for what you asked. Your actions and your words need to align. So when you start aligning your words and your actions, it starts to trickle back in. When you say, oh, I need, I want, and your actions say, I need, I want, your answers say, you have, you got. But you have to align that, and some messages received are not the same for all ancestors. If you hit Google or you grab some of the books based on same topics, angel numbers, you grab 3 or 4 different angel number books. A lot of the numbers in those books are going to have some of the same things, but then they'll be different. Be like, oh, well, I read in the other book, this is what this meant, this is what that meant. This is why it's good to have more than one book on the same topic so you can find out what resonates with you. So for instance, we're going to go real easy with y'all. When you dream of fish, everybody and their mama know what it means when you dream of fish. Somebody's pregnant. And it ain't supposed to be you. It's supposed to be somebody close to you, some mess like that that's pregnant because you dreamed of some fish. Now you looking at your BFF like, girl, you about to be pregnant. You know I dreamed some fish last night, girl. A whole school of fish, girl. And then you over here looking at your sister, girl, you know you next. I just had one, so you know it's on you. You about to be pregnant. I dreamed fish. Somebody else will look at it and be like, I dreamed of fish. I know abundance is coming my way. I dreamt of rabbits. Well, rabbits procreate. They make babies like it's nobody's business. Oh, somebody about to be pregnant. Oh, y'all about to have a ton of babies. Oh, you probably gonna have like twins, triplets, septuplets. No, not necessarily. In some cases, when you dream of rabbits, it is an abundance thing because they procreate a lot. That does not mean you gonna be over here popping out babies left and right, or that your sister about to make you an auntie. Woo, no, you're not about to be a grandmama. I'm sorry. No, your kids ain't about to fulfill that wish. No, that simply means that you're about to come in a blessing of abundance. Something you've been asking for, something you've been wanting, is about to manifest in large quantities for you. So you just have to kind of look at it that way. Because as a reader, I have told people, and I will look at you, not even pull a card, I will look at you and read you and tell you something. And you'll be like, oh my God, I heard that exact same thing, but so-and-so said symbolism this. And I'll be like, no, when I hear that symbolism for you, this is what I hear. And some of y'all who have gotten readings be like, that makes sense. That resonates with me. Yeah, I know. It's what I do. Not saying that the other people are wrong, because at that moment when they read you, it could have tied in and it just didn't click for you, and that's fine. But here nor there. So when your ancestors come to you, don't look just because someone said this is exactly how it is. Ask them. If you're unsure, ask them, does this mean that I'm pregnant? Does this mean that she's pregnant? Does this mean that I'm giving birth to an idea, a situation, to a thing, not someone? Because a lot of times we see things and we're like, oh, I'm about to be pregnant. Oh my God, I can't be pregnant. No, I'm not ready for this. And then just as quickly as you say that, you speak those words, your ancestors are like, oh, well, let's take that blessing. We're not going to give her this pregnancy. We're not going to let her birth this wonderful idea, this creation that we are aligning her with that may not actually be a baby. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times we can mess up our own blessings by the things we say. So be careful. That is another warning with your ancestors. You know, some of them know our sense of humor. Yeah. You know, some of them know. Should you say something to your ancestors that you did not mean to say? Ooh, y'all look, y'all know I'm playing, right? I apologize. I didn't mean to say what I said. And you can say that. You can. You don't necessarily have to assume, oh crap, I said something wrong. It's going to happen. Apologize. Take it back. They will work with you. Be like, ooh, well, her words said this, her actions still ain't aligning. So, oh, she took it back. That's why her words, okay, we got it. Scratch that off the list. It's not set in stone. It's set in spirituality, and we all know that changes. It's your ancestor, your connection. How you choose to reach out to them, talk to them, ask them questions, say anything is between you and them. It's what feels right to you. I cannot sit here and tell you specifically, hey, in order to talk to Big Papa Joe Black, you have to stand on your right pinky toe, lean to the left, and go cuckoo in the air to get his attention. Now we all standing here, look, wait. One of y'all, please stand on your right tippy toe and lean to the left and holler cuckoo in the air for your Black Uncle Jack. Please. I don't know. I'm just saying. But if you have to do, if that feels right, by all means do that. But that is not something everyone has to do. Depending on which of my ancestors I call on, I tend to do some things differently. I love my great grandmama on my dad's side. So I wait till I'm gardening, or if I have to call on her prior to that, I envision us in her garden, because I was her sweet baby with delicate hands, and I was not allowed to touch, pick, grab any fruits or vegetables because I was too cute and precious. Y'all, I've been taken care of and blessed my whole life. So I envision us back in that field, back in that area, sitting on her porch, so that I can talk to her, because I just need that warmth, that comfort, that love from her. If I'm talking about my mom's mom, my Nana, oh, baby, she is laced out in her finest of Sunday best, and we're sitting on the bus in Jersey taking a ride and chatting it up, or on her white plastic wrap couch, just sitting, chilling, and talking. So, you know, depending on who I call on or what I'm doing, I will put myself where I need to be to connect with them, to receive my message or get my message out. Some of them may come and put me somewhere for them to get their message out so that I can receive it on their terms. And that's fine. All I ever ask is that it's for my greatest good and it causes me no harm and no foul to me or mine. And I tend to say to me and mine, because I don't want it to go down and have anything karmatic come back, whether it's my children, my children's children, whatever, down that ancestral line. I'm trying to start no generational negativity. I don't want to start none of that. It started with me. Oh, no, baby. It didn't start here. I broke it. I broke all of them right here. Started fresh and new. If anything starts up, it's because whoever came after me messed that up, and I'm trying to keep that from happening too. So yeah, there's that. But I was, I had a dream. I won the lottery, and the numbers were 08080. Then I'm thinking, I'm about to win money. I was ready. Found out 2 weeks later I was pregnant, and the due date is 8/8. Oh, yeah. Won a different lottery. Still won. Hey, it happens. But there you go. You see, the message was there. The message was there. That is definitely a lottery to win. It's definitely going to bring in some money and take out a whole lot more. Those of us getting a stimulus, those little lotteries bring it in. And those of us who have those little bodies know just how much money we put into them. So, but it comes back to you because the love from little kids are awesome. And just think what kind of ancestors are going to be around you with a little one. Oh, I love it. But even then, your ancestors, they're everywhere. And again, don't think that you have to specify who you want. You don't have to go by what somebody else said or just what you read. You can ask for different opinions. Take what resonates with you. Sometimes it may be a little bit from this place, a little bit from this person, a little bit out of this book, and it makes sense to you. Ask your ancestors and they will answer. Are they going to answer in your time? Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. I mean, my ancestors are procrastinators, but they're hard workers. So they tend to wait till the 13th, 14th, 25th hour before they respond to me. And they know that's because I'm a procrastinator too. So, but they will come through and they will be there for you when you need them. Your ancestor altar is what you make of it. You do not have to put pictures up there. You do not have to put names up there. You can. You're more than welcome to. If you want to put a piece of somebody's hair, their hairbrush, the toothbrush so-and-so used, the car that someone always played, whatever you want to put on there to honor your ancestors, that is fine and up to you. If you want to put food on there, you're more than welcome to do so. Does it have to be covered? Can it be left open? That's up to you. I believe in the power of bugs because I know they exist. So I don't do food. And I've never actually felt drawn to do food except for at Thanksgiving. And I left a little plate of food. And at the end of the night, when everybody was said and done, that plate of food went in the trash. Normally, you will see me where I will tell y'all, put it outside, bury it, blah, blah, blah. They specifically said, throw it away. It's Thanksgiving. We ain't saving no food. Go ahead, throw that away. Okay, cool. Was it good? Because y'all want me to throw it away. And I know I can cook. Was y'all not feeling? It's like, no, it was good. But, you know. You threw your plate away. Why you can't? Oh, okay. True. You calling me out on? Okay. So it happens. But if I decide, and I thought about it because it just come to me and it's been asked from them, why don't you leave us food? And I said, do y'all want me to leave you food? And they're like, doesn't bother us either way. You gave us liquor. I'm like, cool, bet. And I was like, I have this thing about bugs. Y'all know how I feel about bugs. I pay for Terminix to come on a regular. I don't do the bugs. And it came to me. They was like, you remember when you was a little girl? Yeah, who doesn't remember their childhood? Mine was awesome. And you remember your little kitchenette set you had? I was like, duh, I was master chef up in there, cooking up things and all kind of flip to flop. They were like, yeah, go back to that. And I was like, y'all want me to buy a little toy kitchenette set? Like I have a grown woman kitchen. They're like, no, jackbutt. I was like, ooh. Yeah, we have that kind of relationship. They was like, the food. Oh, duh, gotcha. So if I decide to go and do the food thing, that would be the way I go because we had the conversation and they're like, whether you give us food or not, we don't care. But if you give us food, we're willing to compromise this, cleanse the food, clean it, put it on the altar. When you're done, take it off, clean it, put it up because it's plastic. I can take my little plastic kitchenette food and leave them a plate, leave them an apple, a banana. They will receive the energy, the intention on that plastic food, which is to be real and is to fuel to them. They're going to utilize that and we good. Like, they understand, I understand, we good, we even. Gucci, thank you. So have the conversations with them about what they want on the altar, about what you want to put on the altar. And, you know, y'all will come up with a compromise. What works for them, what works for you, how they're feeling, how you feeling, that kind of thing. You know, it's not as deep as a lot of people tend to think it is. And it's not as deep as a lot of people make it sound to be. Again, it's your spirit, it's your energy. Those are your family members, your people. Nobody can tell you what to do with them except for them. They're yours. Like, don't get me wrong. I know the psychics and the readers, we can. I don't dabble in that because I'd rather you make that connection. And I will tell you, you know, I'll give hints and drop a few lines. Be like, hey, your ancestors are showing or saying you might want to look into But again, that's up to you. They're your ancestors. You know, whatever you want to do for them, you do it. If they don't agree with it, they will tell you to go get that switch and they're going to take it to you behind. If they agree with it, they're going to shower you with lots of goodies. You know, I used to go to grandma's house and she'd have that little candy dish over there. Go and get you some candy. Same thing. She's going to shower you with some candy. She's going to give you all the sweetness you need. But that's strictly between you and them. Google has a lot of answers when you Google search, how do I honor my ancestors? How do I connect with them? There's a lot. There's a lot in the books. There's a lot on YouTube and in the groups. But at the end of the day, your ancestors, your connection, your vibe. Whatever resonates with you for a reason. Run with it. You're not sure why it resonates with you? Ask them. Why are you telling me an elephant? Like, what do I need to put an elephant? Why do y'all want an elephant? Well, your great auntie, Peggy Sue again, was an AKA. That's not an elephant. My bad. She was a Delta. So she wants the elephant. Or, you know, maybe you got an Asian ancestor up in there and they want that elephant. Or for that matter, one of your deep-rooted, long before did not get caught up in slavery, whoop, whoop, save them all, wants his pet elephant Tumumbo up there, okay? So you go get the elephant, put Tumumbo up there on the altar, and leave Tumumbo there. You walk past the altar, what's up, Tumumbo? And you keep moving. Yet, look, y'all think I'm tripped out right now, because I have my cute little elephant, and I forgot he was even sitting behind the screen. But as soon as I said Tumumbo, he looked at me. It was like, me. So y'all meet Tumumbo. And he is going to go on my altar. And the cool part is, Tumumbo lights up. Yeah, check out Tumumbo. Hey, say hello, Tumumbo. Tumumbo. Ah, that is hilarious. But yeah, so, but that's how it goes. So just don't stress it. It's nothing to make deep and stress over. Oh, I'm not connecting with my ancestors. My altar is trash. Clean your altar off. You go ahead. Oh, I don't have altar. You don't have to have one. Like, people think that they do and you don't. It's not a necessity. Nobody said that, you know, in order to connect with your ancestors, the only way to do that is through the altar. Again, without you, there is no them. Without them, there is no you. You are your ancestor altar. The food you put into your body is thanks. The drinks, the libations you put in, the clothes you adorn yourself in, all of that is a thank you to your ancestors. You are the temple, the gateway, the entrance, the altar to your ancestors. So pretty much how you take care of you is taking care of them. And yeah, in return, every day you waking up, breathing, living, and surviving. So just throwing that out there, because a lot of people be like, well, I have to have an altar. You are your altar. The crystals you wear, the jewelry you wear or don't wear, the hair you wear, don't wear, the perm, yeah, that creamy crack, that natural, kinky, wavy, all afroed out, berry filled, juiced up hair, all of that, good, bad, the ugly, that's still honoring your ancestors. That's still part of them. Hell, for all we know, some of y'all ancestors was just straight natural beast mode. Took no names, didn't care, and rolled with it. And some of y'all roll that way, and still because you carry your ancestors' energy. And that's fine. Not knocking it, by the way. Not knocking that. That's a good thing. Not knocking it. But it shows you are your ancestors' people. Yeah, we have our own personalities, and sometimes we'll get an inner strength, some energy pull from someone, be like, ooh, where did that come from? Ooh, I felt that. Did y'all? Ooh. That was your ancestors, player. They was, hey, we coming through real quick. You need us for this moment. Let us just chime on in there. And they do it. I truly believe that sometimes, you know, when you're driving and you kind of blank out and you get where you were going, you're like, I remember passing Nana How did I get from... Was I driving? Yeah, you did some little astral travel mess. But in those moments, some of those moments, sometimes I feel like some of my ancestors are like, I just want to drive. I miss being behind the wheel. And they jump in, and I'm okay with that. Because apparently they got me there safely. I'm okay with that. Other times, I'd be like, could y'all give me a heads up though? Next time y'all want to take me out? Because I was focused on something, I was driving. Or, when I'm in the mall staring at people, I'm big people watching, I'm like, ooh, yeah. And then they like to jump in the middle of that, and I don't remember what dude said to me. What was his name? What did he say his number was? Where's he from? Shit, I can't remember. Thanks. Which they probably helped me dodge a bullet, but he was cute. Can I remember the name? They do that. They do that. They do that. Or at least they used to. I think where I am aligned now, they don't let me. The eye candies are no longer there. They're like, look, we gave you an abundance of eye candy. One, they gave me an everlasting gobstopper, kind of Willy Wonka style, and they're like, that's all you need to focus on. It is forever, and I focus on it. But have those conversations with your ancestors. It's deep rooted. It's deep rooted to you because, again, rooted. Those are your roots. You're their roots. Y'all are connected. So don't think you can never connect to them, or don't think that you have to know their name, where they from, their natal chart and all that to connect with them, because you don't. Please don't feel like because half of my ancestors are French Canadian and the other half is from Trinidad, or I got a quarter of them from Brazil and all I speak is English, I'm screwed. It's not that serious. Whatever you speak, they listen, they hear, and they will speak so that you can hear, listen, and receive it the same way. The language is not a barrier in the spirit realm. For you to connect to your ancestors, for them to connect to you, y'all are one. So whatever you speak, they speak and hear it. Whatever they speak, you will hear it in your own tongue so you can comprehend it. But I think it's beautiful when they come that way. I have actually experienced the native tongue when I was doing a reading. I don't speak Spanish. I can't roll my R's. It doesn't work in my life. And I did a reading for a Hispanic lady, and I had asked her if she had Afro-Latina mix, or, the Afro-Hispanic thing. And she said she did. And I kept seeing a word. And so I spelled it for her, because me trying to say it, she gave me the look like, so I spelled what I was seeing. And when she pronounced it, I was like, that word, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I said. She was like, no, that's not what the hell you said. But it translated to some word, whatever it translated to from me to her in her native tongue. It was something her great grandmother would say to her mother about her. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. That was kind of awesome to be able to translate that way from her ancestor through me to her in a reading. That was really, really cool. I'll be honest. Doesn't happen often, but that was kind of badass. So your ancestors will make sure you get the message any way that they can, because they don't want you to miss out on it. Tumambo. I'm gonna have, you know what? I hope that's a real word, because I need to figure out what the hell a Tumambo is. And, I don't know who got an Aunt Peggy Sue, because Peggy Sue keeps popping up. Has she been popping up? I know I don't have a Peggy. Okay, so the ones I know, I don't have a Peggy Sue. So somebody got an Aunt Peggy Sue. Y'all might want to holler at Peggy Sue. I'm just saying. Oh, shit. Okay, so apparently Tumamba means to fall down, y'all. Okay, so Tumambo. Okay. It's tag-along. Tagalog. To tumble, to topple, to fall down, to push over. To mumba. Well, we just gonna go ahead and wow. I was on to something. I was on to something. Now I need to figure out why. Well, other than the fact that the elephant was laying down, but that's not cool. I'm gonna have to look into that because now I'm really into this one. Tumumba. Tagalog. Y'all know that's gonna sit with me for a little bit, right? This is why I love doing what I do. When spirit speaks, I listen. Now I'm gonna have to follow up with Tumumba and my homeboy Tumumbo. And right now I feel like maybe he's the opposite. Since Tumumba means to fall down, maybe Tumumbo meant I should stand up or get back up from falling down. Yes! Oh my God, you know what? That makes perfect sense because I had a conversation with him yesterday about some stuff and felt like it was going down, and Tumumba means to fall down. So, okay, so it needed to fall down so that Tumumbo, it could get back up. That is my story. I'm sticking with it because that resonates with me, and we are happy with Tumumba and Tumumbo from Tagalog. Now I need to check and see if any of my ancestors way up that chain fall under that Tagalog thing. Yeah, baby. See how the connections work? Awesome. Loving it. But that's just me. But yeah, if y'all have any other questions about ancestors and talking to your peoples, feel free to holler at me. I'm here for it. You can, like I said, you can use food. You can use, as they call, as the appropriate word, libations or offerings. You can put herbs up there. You don't have to burn anything. You don't actually have to have an altar to reach out to them. You can literally just scream out their name, have a conversation with them, whatever feels right with you to talk to call upon your ancestors. The only thing I highly recommend and suggest when doing that is to always, and again, this is what I do, to say, for my greatest and highest good, because I don't want anything negative to happen to somebody else for me to benefit. If, God forbid, you're sitting there waiting for an organ transplant for whoever, and you're like, hey, ancestors, come through and bring them a kidney. Your ancestors just went over there and caused a car accident for, your little brother's baby sister cousin. Now you got the kidney, but at the life of somebody else. And I know everybody doesn't have to die to get a kidney. I'm just giving an example, but I always say for my greatest good, because I don't want it to come from any ill-willed situation for me to have to benefit. So that's just me. That's how I do it. To each and everybody their own. But again, you just do what you do. If you don't know them, they know you, and you do know your ancestors. You don't have to know your ancestors by name. You don't have to know them by picture, by date of birth, by where they're buried, nothing. You are your ancestors. Without them, there is no you. They run through your veins. Without you, there is no them. So all you have to say is ancestors, family members, greatest achievers, underachievers, whoever you want to call on in your family. Hey, that's on you to each their own. All of the male ancestors in my life, all of the chefs in my family tree, which would probably be all of them, because back in the day, our folks people just threw down. People cooked. To all of those who were detail oriented, call upon them specifically. You don't have to know the name. Just call upon the ones why you want them at that point. Like I said, my grandmama knew how to make a killer cake from scratch. I would call on her specifically. But had I not known, I'd have been like, hey, ancestors, I'm about to make this cake. Any of y'all who was good in the kitchen that can make a cake, please come through these hands right now. Help me make this cake banging, because I'm trying to impress these people. I want my cake to be good, blue ribbon style. Let's do this. They're going to come. Now, am I going to get that blue ribbon? Probably, because I'm awesome. No, I don't know. But you call upon them as you see fit, as you want, as you desire. That is strictly between you and them. And I said, you can just sit there and be like, hey, ancestors, You know, if you just want your mama side of the family, mommy side, y'all know I need this. Daddy side is such a headache. Mommy ancestors, please, I need help with blah, 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 blah. Daddy side, sit down. Or, you know, if it's in reverse, daddy side, I know y'all had patience. I need some patience. Please bring me some patience, daddy side. It's whatever works for you, however you see fit, however you feel drawn to call upon them. Name, number, date of birth, all that, natal charts are not necessary to connect to your ancestors. You are your ancestors. You are a walking temple. You are a walking altar. You are your ancestors. Like I said before, without them, there is no you. And without you, there will be no them. Roll with that, connect, reach out to them, call upon them. You can meditate and it will come to you. I like to wait till I'm asleep for those messages they be trying to give me during the day that I know I'm missing. You know, say my prayers and everything I need to do. Put out my intentions for the next day, my intentions for when I'm about to go to sleep. And I will say to them, hey, I know y'all tried to get me a message today. And y'all know I missed it because my mind was racing. And when I caught it at the end, or I caught the beginning and blacked out for the end, you know, whatever. I will say to them, hey, could y'all come one by one at a time, and bring me that message again and allow me to keep the message for when I wake. And I have a pad of paper and a pen by my bed. So when I wake up, if it's fish flying, okay, abundance overhead, gotta catch up. Ooh, I saw some grass, green grass, so I know things are right. I'm doing good on this side. Don't switch up. Like, you'll get the messages, and when you receive your messages from your ancestors, you may not know what it means. You may be like, what in the hell? Why am I seeing pink grasshoppers? What the hell does that mean? Anybody? No? Oh, grasshoppers are actually good fortune. So it could be that a female, because it's pink, or feminine energy is going to bring you some good luck, some great vibes, some abundance. Why am I on this abundance thing? Baby, let it come, let it come, let it come, let it come. Yes. Thank you, ancestors. I'm going to take that now. But it will come to you. And in some cases, you'll have to ask them, what does this mean? And they'll answer you, or they will align you with the answer. So, you know, don't work yourself to death. I couldn't find it in the books and I searched all the groups. Sometimes you have to ask, which is why I stopped posting in the group, hit Google or search the group for this, because a lot of the answers you receive will be different. Some will be the same, but a lot of them will be different. And it allows you to take what resonates from each one to make your own conclusion in the end. So don't be upset if it doesn't come to you right away. It's cool. It's understanding. Don't force it. Don't hesitate to ask or search. Like I said, I have more than one book on the same topic. I've got a nice little library going on. I'm so proud of my library. But because I like to read things, and sometimes this resonates with me, this doesn't, and I make my own ending. So, you know, my ancestors haven't told me I've been wrong so far, so I'm rolling with the punches, and spirit talks, I listen. That's kind of how I go. So, he said, my ancestors do not want to alter like at all. They really like a empty space to talk. My ancestors hate clutter or just accumulated stuff. Very opposite from me. I keep everything. They only come to me when I'm in blank situations or blank clean space, showers, bath, while washing my hands, in my empty garage, empty rooms, etc. Very simple, vulnerable places. That's understandable. That truly is. A lot of times why have the space to clutter up the energy? Let the energy just flow right to you. And that's probably because you get distracted easily by other things. So if we catch her in a clean, stable environment, there's nothing else to distract her from what we're trying to connect her to. Oh, look, if I'd have read the next message, they probably know I hate ADHD and get distracted in front of anything next to me. Boom, see? Yeah. So there you go. That sounds about right. But I hope that this little video on ancestors, connecting with your ancestors, talking to your ancestors, has helped you understand a little bit better the ancestors and how to do it, what to do with them or what not to do with them, whatever. They are your people. Do what feels right to you. Do what feels natural. Don't feel forced to do something because somebody else said you have to, or because they said they did it and that's the only way, because there's more than one way. Your people, you do it. And even if y'all are related, the way you handle your ancestors may not be the same way your sister is pulled to do it, or that your brother is pulled to do it. So don't worry, don't stress that, we family members, our altars look different. We call upon them differently. Your spirit is still different from their spirits. Your ancestors might be the same, but the way your spirits pick up, receive, and exchange energy and information is different. So don't worry on that. Till then, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, you can email me at happyhealingserenity@outlook.com. You can go to the website and book a session with me. You can find me in the Facebook group. You can go to my Facebook page and inbox me, my Instagram, wherever you need to find me, and I will gladly help and be of assistance as much as I can. So till then, I love you all. Have a great and wonderful day. Be blessed and have a wonderful night.